Hello there, spiritual travelers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mr. Cal. Today we're doing a pick a card reading for the theme of what do I need to know about for my job or career in 2020. I've got this awesome new deck today from my friend Michael, the 5 Cent Tarot, and I'm really looking forward to using it. So have a look over the piles. We have 4 piles here. We've got pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. The timestamps will be below. Once you've picked your pile, just move on to that timestamp. And here we go. Welcome, pile number 1. Let's find out what you need to know with your current job or in your career in 2020. Let's first start with the Chakra Insight Oracle card. You have number 45, Intelligence, which says down the bottom there, education, knowledge, perception, and flexibility. So from this card, I'm sensing that 2020 will be a year of expanding your knowledge in your current career or your field of work. Either your workplace will be paying for you to undertake some training, or potentially you might want to go back to university and study some more. Maybe even you'll choose to go down a completely different path in life and actually follow your dreams and go back to uni or study a course that you've always wanted to study. So let's move on to the new tarot cards that I have and find out what they have to say for you. So first of all, you have the card of Queen of Buttons, which is the Queen of Pentacles, but it's in reverse, and it says up there, independence. So you can see in this card, it is a kangaroo holding the button. There's a nice little rabbit that's upside down. This card generally indicates to me that well, rabbits are all about, I guess, being quite crafty and, eluding their prey. They're very intelligent creatures. So I think potentially it's all about you actually being very intelligent and wanting to further your knowledge base, basically finding a way to jump ahead in your career, I suppose. Next you have the Knight of Matches, which would be the Knight of Wands in the standard Rider-Waite tarot deck. It says adventure and action. So the Knight of Wands, as most of you would know, is all about taking action. I can see here that you need to actually move forward with gaining this extra knowledge, whether you need to actually start applying for that extra course that you want to do, or maybe have a chat to your boss about undertaking some training that will further your knowledge base so that you can get ahead in your career. And finally, you have the Six of Cups in reverse. And it says here, forgiveness. And it also says independence and serious. So I'm thinking that here it's all about you actually gaining financial independence. So when you actually undertake the study or find a way to further your knowledge base, you'll be able to expand on what you already know and further your career. So I've actually just noticed that these 2 cards both have the term independence on it. So I'm thinking that this is an indication that this knowledge will be important for you to be able to actually gain financial independence. And with the Queen of Pentacles here being in reverse, I'm sensing that potentially you've wanted to find a new way to gain, more material gains, I suppose, and be more financially independent and secure within yourself. So this year, I think, will be a year of you actually taking further study or training in terms of being able to further your knowledge base in either your career path or potentially even starting your own business, I think. 2020 is meant to be a year that anyone can be successful in whatever path they take, basically. So I'd say go ahead and chase your dreams. And if you need to harass your boss about getting some extra training, then this year's the year to go for it. Let's get some further messages from the standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Dear Spirit, what further messages do you have for pile number 1 in terms of what they need to know for 2020? Okay, oh, here we go. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So overcoming some previous burdens. I think you have maybe struggled potentially financially, or you have felt a little bit uninspired at work. But this year will be the year of you actually moving ahead and letting go of all of these wands and actually, yeah, getting a bit more of a gain and pushing forward with your career. I think once you let go of these wands and actually ask your boss potentially to have some further training and or undertake the study that you wish to do, I think that's going to push you forward in your career. Spirit, any further messages from the standard tarot deck? You also have Justice in reverse, which is number 11. Along with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That's amazing. So that's the Queen of Pentacles twice in reverse, which I think is all about, that's really amazing. So the Queen of Pentacles is about, she's a very nurturing, caring. She has everything that she needs in life. She's very generous with her wealth and shares the love around with everyone that needs it. I guess when it's in reverse, it's about finding inner clarity and a way forward. So inner independence, I suppose, feeling more financially dependent and relying on yourself. It's always amazing when a card comes out twice in a reading. I think it's a big sign that you need to take note of this message and pay attention, really. So the way forward for you, group number 1, is to really push forward with your knowledge base to get a better understanding of what it is that you need to do to expand upon the knowledge that you already have and take those steps to move forward with your career, whether it be your own business. So potentially undertaking a course that will let you learn about how to run your own business, or learning some further technical information or study that leads to you furthering your knowledge base in that business, or actually maybe talking to your boss and getting some training and taking some, being a bit more proactive in what you can do at work, basically. So with the cards that we have here, with Justice in reverse also, I can see the potential you haven't actually been given the chances that you've wanted in the past. So I think you really need to take action, as indicated by the Knight of Matches over here in this deck. You need to take action and have a nice conversation to your boss about what it is that you want to do, the training that you want to undertake, and yeah, really get out there and expand your knowledge base. So let's get some further messages from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck. Dear Spirit, can you please provide some messages from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck for group number 1 about what they need to know in terms of expanding their knowledge at work. First of all, you have passion. Okay, what is it you're passionate about, group number 1? What is it you want to learn? So this card, number 25, says desire, fun, fulfillment, and joy. That's a great card. It's a beautiful card. So it indicates to me that the way for you to become financially independent is to really follow your passion, to find out what it is that fulfills you, and to follow that path, and to undertake the training or the study necessary to make your dreams come true and to follow your desires. Let's see what else comes out of the deck. And the mind, openness, flexibility, imagination, and learning. So flexibility has come out twice. So you can see here with the original card, we have intelligence and the mind. So that's card number 45 and card number 38. So the mind relates to obviously the third eye chakra, and intelligence relates to the crown chakra. So I can see that you're obviously clearly very intelligent and that you want to take further study. What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you really want to chase? So allow yourself to be a little bit more flexible in terms of chasing your dreams. I think that's the message that I'm getting from this. I'm actually going to read a little bit of the message related to the mind, just to get a better understanding of what you need to know in terms of actually expanding the knowledge base so that you can further your career or chase your dreams and your passions. Number 38, the mind. Your mind is the architect of your experience. There is no limit to what you can create. That's a beautiful message. So chase your passions, pile number 1. Go after whatever it is that you need to know to be able to allow your dreams to come true. Ancient wisdom keepers knew that the best way to harvest the infinite power of the mind was to keep it focused upon the highest aspects of truth. Through mantras, prayers, songs, and communions, they trained their mind to deliver clear visions to the infinite wellsprings of the subconscious. In this way, they created the worlds. Part of developing the gift of our mind is to learn how to focus while remaining open to new ideas and higher ways of thinking. We must resist the temptation to get locked down to what we think we know. Be willing to let go of rigid judgments and fixed perceptions. There you go, judgments. So that reminds me a little bit of justice in reverse. Let go of things that you think you know and judging yourself on how you can further your career or follow your passions. Stay loose and open to the potential of something new entering your mind. This card also encourages you to take the time to daydream and to use your imagination. Time to allow free-flowing thoughts and to strengthen more creative side of your mind. Expand and free your mind, and the rest will follow. So pile number 1, I'm really getting the idea that you actually really want to change paths, that you have a dream that you want to follow, and you really want to follow your passions. But I think potentially you've tried to do this in the past, or you haven't had success potentially in the past, and maybe you're a little afraid to go after the things you really want to do. But to become independent and to get more material gain, I think the universe is essentially indicating that following your passions and allowing yourself to let go of the judgments of how you need to make money in this world is what you need to do. So I have a feeling that you've probably gone down a path of following a certain career and being in a job and doing the 9 to 5, and you think that that is the way for you to actually, push forward in life and actually win the bread, so to speak. But you need to be a bit more flexible in terms of how you think you can actually achieve success in this world. Allow yourself to sort of be imaginative and really go after your dreams. Maybe if you want to study tarot, learn how to study tarot. If you want to get further knowledge in your current career path, then find a way to do it, because this reading is essentially indicating that the way for you to move forward in your career is to follow your passion and to let go of any thoughts on how you need to make money in this world. Lastly, I'm just going to get a message from the Tribal Oracle deck that I have here. Please, Spirit, please provide one more message for group number 1. Oh, here we go. Middle world, present. Ah, look at that. So, present, that indicates to me that now is the time. So in the present moment is the time for you to take action and to change your path. It reminds me a lot of the Sun card in the tarot deck, with the sun shining over what looks to me to be, no, it's not a unicorn, it's just a horse. But in the Sun card also, there's that little child, the little child that's sitting on the back of the horse with the sun beaming down on it. So we have here the Six of Cups in reverse, and a card that indicates really to me the Sun card. So I'm thinking that this message is indicating that you need to follow your heart and your passion and allow yourself to be that inner child that really just sees the world as a magical place where anything can happen. Let go of previous judgments of how you need to make money or how material gain is achieved in this world, and actually just follow your dreams and start sort of doing the things that you really want in life, and learn how to achieve your goals and your passion, basically. I've also just noticed here we have the Judgment card and the Queen of Pentacles cards. So there's I see here a lot of red, yellow and orange in this card, which really, these cards, and that really relates to the lower chakras. So I think potentially you need to do a little bit more grounding and work on, I guess, the orange and yellow relates to both the sacral and the solar plexus chakras, which is all about, following your passions, being creative, and also taking action and being assertive in life. So the way for you, 2020, to really progress in your career and or change paths is to follow your passion and take action into learning the knowledge that you need in order to move forward in your career path. So I hope that message resonated with you, pile number 1. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's move on to pile number 2. Welcome, pile number 2. Let's find out what you need to know in your job or career in 2020. Let's start with the Chakra Insight Oracle card. So you have card number 10, or the card of pleasure. So 10 being the end of a cycle and the start of a new cycle. It also says here enjoyment, beauty, sensuality, and indulgence. Okay, so that's sort of indicating to me that, like pile number 1, potentially your path to success in 2020, or what you need to know is potentially to start a new passion project, to follow whatever it is that brings you joy in life. And or, that could be in your current work situation, to just allow yourself to have a little bit more fun and pleasure in your day-to-day activities at work. Your tarot cards. You have the Four of Matches in reverse, which would be the Four of Wands in the Standard Tarot deck, which says here transition and uncertainty and leaving home. So leaving home, transition and uncertainty. Once again, that's sort of a message really of taking a leap of faith, really, getting out there and going after something new, transition. It's the end of one cycle and the start of a new cycle. Uncertainty indicates, well, obviously, that whatever it is, you're not sure if it's going to pan out, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to try it out and see if it works. And failures are just lessons in life, really. So if one way doesn't work, then try something new. The second card you have here is that's awesome. Look at that. It's the Fool card with the frog. It's a beautiful card. So, yeah, it says that new beginnings at the top there. For some reason, it's not. It's a little bit better. It also says here spontaneity and free spirit. Okay, so that could not be any more perfect and in line with the same message, really. The Fool is all about somebody with a clean slate, really, just stepping out into the world and not caring and not giving a shit about what others think, but going after whatever it is that they believe in, and believing that the universe and the world has his back, and that anything is achievable in this world. So I think whatever it is that you are passionate about, or you have a creative project, it's probably the way to go. If you want to progress down the same path in your current job, then find a way to bring more joy to your current job, and believe that anything is possible. If you want that promotion, find a way to go after it. Chase your dreams. And finally, you have the King of Buttons, which would be the King of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot deck. So that says abundance, discipline, and security. That's amazing. So the cards are indicating that if you actually go after the things that you want, and you employ some discipline, that you will have some financial success. These cards are indicating to me that you need to just really believe that whatever avenue you follow, and if you actually dedicate yourself to it and are positive and employ some positivity to the path that you chase, that you will achieve success, and actually your dreams will come true. Group 2 might also be worth actually having a look at pile number 1, if you were sort of deliberating between the two. Pile number 1 had a similar message of really going after your passion, actually. So if you were deliberating between pile 1 and 2, I would go back and have a look at that reading also. Let's move on to the standard right away tarot deck to get some further messages for you, pile number 2. Dear Spirit, please provide some further messages for pile number 2. What do they need to know in terms of expanding their career in 2020? Let's see what this card is. Wow, you have the King of Cups too. Okay, so you have the King of Pentacles on the left-hand side, and also the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, potentially you're a Pisces or a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. King of Cups is very emotionally balanced and is very wise, tends to know how to balance, the thoughts between the mind and the heart. So be rational, but also follow your heart and go for the things that you want. Remember that you have the card number 10, which is the end of a cycle, and it's all about pleasure. So bringing in pleasure to whatever path that you follow. The way for you to be more successful in 2020, group number 2, is to follow your heart, but to also bring some joy into every activity and to be in every moment. Spirit, what other messages are there? Oops, sorry, just knocked the camera. 4, pile number 2. What's this? Boom. Okay, so you also have here the 9 of Wands in reverse, which is all about overcoming personal restrictions and believing that you can get out of a certain situation, believing that you actually have the inner strength to free yourself from whatever situation you're in. And the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords upright is all about rushing into something without too much thought, but I'm thinking that this is an indication that you need to, and potentially you are already, you're quite a rational person, so you will, reason both with your mind and your heart and find that inner balance, I suppose, that actually allows you to come to the best logical solution that's supported by both your mind and your heart. Group number 2, I'm getting the idea that for you to be successful and or to really progress in your career or your career path is to just trust yourself, not overthink anything too much, but allow yourself to believe that anything is possible and find that inner balance between what your head is telling you and what your heart is telling you. Let's get some further messages from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck. Spirit, please provide some further messages for group number 2 from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck. What do they need to know in 2020 in terms of progressing in their career or their chosen path? Any further messages, dear Spirit? The deck. So group number 2, you have sound. Number 33, which is master number. Music, silence, rhythm, and vibration. And you also have the crown chakra. That's interesting. Okay, group number 2. I'm starting to sense that that maybe also you're quite spiritually aware, and that you actually get messages from your spirit guides in the universe. And this is leading me to believe that that yes, so you need to believe that anything is possible, and to have faith in the messages that you're receiving, that the messages that you are hearing and receiving from the universe, either it be through, I don't know, channel messages, or potentially, like me, you also pick up messages through music, that they will lead you on your path, and that they will let you know what it is that you need to do in terms of being able to bring more pleasure and passion to your work scenario and your current dreams, and to be able to follow the path that you choose. The crown chakra is obviously the chakra related to spirituality in terms of actually opening up to higher consciousness. I'm just going to get a brief message from the guidebook on that one, just to see what it has to say. '43, the crown chakra. Spirituality, energy, connection with the divine, pure awareness, enlightenment. The crown chakra is located at the top of the head and is the energy center of consciousness, transcendence, and divine union. Yogis call this chakra the seat of enlightenment, and the Sanskrit word sasara quite literally means thousandfold or infinite. This card is a call for deep reflection, prayer, and gratitude for the miracles of your life. Take time to recognize and acknowledge the energy of grace and support in your soul's journey, in your life, and in yourself. Be open to that which you do not know or can't yet explain. Cease any directionless searching and be still. Tap into the divine and the universal consciousness. Know that know that the divine source of all things is moving through, around, and in you. The answers you seek are already within you. Group number 2, yes, you're quite spiritually aware, actually, I think. I'm sensing that you actually do get messages through the universe from music, and or just possibly you're clairaudient, and spirit speaks to you, and that's how you learn things and know things. I think group number 2, you should sort of look at life as the fool does, and just believe that anything is possible. And when you stay still, allow yourself to reflect upon the situation, that you'll come up with the answers that you need in terms of actually progressing yourself on your career path, or in terms of actually sort of being able to make further financial gain and following your dreams. Let's just get one more message, group number 2, from the tribal deck that I have here. Spirit, please provide one more message from this tribal deck. Here we go. You have tree people and sustenance, which is a lovely green color down here. It's kind of hard to see. And you've got an owl up there too, which is, owls are generally, extremely wise. They're very intuitive. They're all-knowing. And they have the ability to really focus in on their prey and go for the things that they want. You can see these lovely swirls and circles in the card too, which really indicate to me that you are quite spiritually aware. I think you just need to believe and trust in the messages that you're receiving, and the fact that you probably already have the answers that you need. Basically, group number 2, I think you're quite intelligent. And already know what you need to do in terms of being able to really further yourself on your career path. So just trust in yourself, group number 2. You have the answers inside you. Take some time out to meditate, to reflect upon your path so far. Don't rush into things like the Knight of Swords. And allow yourself to come up with the answers. And I think that answer will be somewhere between what your mind is telling you and what your heart is telling you. And remember to look at life and every moment with passion and pleasure. So that's the messages that I have for you, group number 2. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. And let's move on to pile number 3. Welcome, pile number 3. Let's find out what you need to know in terms of being able to further your career or on your work or career path in 2020. Let's first have a look at your Oracle card from the Chakra Oracle Insight deck. You have the card of self-expression. Number 32. Vocalization, individuality, inner voice, and assertiveness. So that's a card related to the throat chakra. It's a card of communication. Possibly you need to speak up about a situation at work, whether that be something isn't going well and you need to be more assertive, and sort of vocalize your concerns, express your concerns. Or maybe you need to be potentially a bit more passionate and vocal about your creative thoughts and passions. Let's find out what the tarot cards have to say for you. So pile number 2, first card that you have is it's the World card in reverse. With this beautiful spiral snake in the middle. What does that say? Incompletion. Emptiness. I'm sensing, and it says at the top there, disappointment. Okay, I can see where this reading's going. I think group number 3. I have a feeling that potentially things haven't gone too well at work over the last year. 2019 wasn't the most successful, or didn't quite bring you the financial gains or success that you were hoping for. I'm sensing that the way for you to move forward is to actually be a bit more assertive with whatever situation is holding you back. If you are having an issue with an employee, a colleague, or your boss, you need to actually vocalize your thoughts, and express yourself. Potentially, if your business didn't go the way that you wanted, you need to really find another way to sort of move forward and to better express yourself in terms of taking another path, maybe. Or just allowing yourself to be a bit more authentic. Shed that skin, group number 3, and allow your true self to shine through. Speak up. You have the 7 of Buttons, which is the 7 of Pentacles in the standard tarot deck. I think it's a squirrel with a hat. It's pretty cute. Perseverance. Okay, that's a positive card. It's indicating basically that you shouldn't give up, that you don't need to walk away just yet. I sense that you've really had some trying times over the past year. 2019 wasn't quite so successful, but this card is indicating that that if you actually sort of stand up for your rights, be a bit more assertive, vocalize your concerns, and persevere, that things will turn around in 2020. So the way forward is to actually sort of fight for your rights and believe in yourself. And finally, group 3, yeah, okay, there you go. You have the Devil card, which is, looks like a little stink beetle to me. So that says restriction and fear. So you need to release that fear. I think what really, now I'm starting to get the message actually, that what has held you back is your own disbelief. There are things that you want to achieve, and you really want to move forward in life and be more successful, but you're holding yourself back, and you're not sort of allowing your individual side to come through. You need to be more assertive and go for the things that you want, but actually vocalize your concerns and stand up and fight for your rights, and believe in yourself that you can actually achieve your goals. The 7 of Buttons indicates that you've sort of started to think that maybe you're a little bit, things aren't going to turn around, that you're starting to wonder if all of the work that you put in is actually going to bring you reward. But it does say perseverance. It says stick with it. And I'm actually getting the idea that the Devil card is indicating to you that if you actually believe in yourself, you can get out of this place of restriction, that you are restricting yourself by just lacking self-confidence, basically. Be a bit more assertive. Express yourself, as the card in the middle does, like the little blue jay just singing his song. He has a lot of self-belief and passion that his voice should be heard, So I think you need to really believe in yourself and believe that you have the ability to achieve your goals when you put your mind to it. Let's get some further messages from the Standard Tarot Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Dear Spirit, please provide some further messages with pile number 3. What do they need to know in terms of overcoming their restrictions in 2020 so that they can be more successful? Well, there's 2 cards. Let's see what they are. So you have the Two of Pentacles, which is always a card of sort of inner balance, balancing more than one sort of, I guess, responsibilities. There might be things that, okay, I'm sensing now that you possibly have been held back because you've just had too many things to deal with. And it's really had taken a toll on your self-belief. So you need to find a way to release the self-doubt and actually become a little bit more balanced and stable. Take some time out sometimes, get out into nature, maybe go out and actually get to the beach, and allow yourself to sort of go through the motions and understand that you know, life has ups and downs, but just believe that you will get through it with some strong inner belief and assertiveness. And you have the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so yeah, okay, right. Definitely you are lacking discipline. You've struggled with getting on top of all of the requirements of your work situation, whether it be you're just juggling too many jobs at once, basically, and it could be a case of that maybe your work-life balance is sort of out of whack, that maybe you're spending too much time at work and you're just feeling quite stressed, or potentially you just have too many responsibilities at work and you just cannot get on top of things. I think to be successful this year, you need to either take some time out to sort of recuperate, be more disciplined in terms of actually following through with the things that you know you need to do to get on top of your work, but also express yourself. So if you are having trouble with the work requirements that you have, maybe speak up, talk to your boss, ask for help from some colleagues or some friends if you have your own business, and just believe that through discipline and and getting out into nature a little bit too, that you have the inner strength to get over this, and that if you persevere, you will be successful in 2020. Let's get some further messages from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck, group number 3. Spirit, do you have any messages for group number 3 in terms of how to relieve stress? Okay, so what have we got here? Okay, we have the card of Fate. Excuse me. Which I think is very on point with this message, really. Number 48. So, hope, support, miracles, and spirituality. I think this just basically is indicating that there is hope, that you can get through the struggles that you're going through right now. Whether you're having some issues at work with some other colleagues, potentially you've got too many responsibilities, your work-life balance is out of whack, or there might be things that are happening outside of work that are really stressing you. Just have faith and hope that you will get through this. It also says support there. I'm sensing that you really need to reach out to some other people, that you need support. I think we all have times where we're just not coping, really. We're all human. And remember that we're all here on our own spiritual journey, but we should help each other on those spiritual journeys. So if you are struggling at work, or you're really struggling to keep that work-life balance in order, reach out to the people around you that you know can help you. And look at that, pile number 3. That's such a beautiful card. Forgiveness. It's number 23, letting go, healing, growth, and compassion. Right, so yeah, from this card, I'm sensing that 2019 was a hard year for you in terms of making progress, because either you've had some work issues with some colleagues or your boss, or potentially you're too hard on yourself and you feel like you're a failure, that you don't believe in yourself. Just know that you're not. We all go through times of struggle. You need to forgive yourself, or if there are some issues at work, you need to actually speak up to the people that are causing you some issues, but actually also forgive them too. So in order to really move on, you need to release and let go of the negative energy that's holding you back, and know that you will turn this around, that you can let go of these restrictions with perseverance and some discipline. And by reaching out and actually asking for help from the people around you. Finally, pile number 3, I'm just going to get another message from the tribal deck that I have here. Let's see what else Spirit has to say in order for you to work out how to move on from whatever's holding you back over the last year. Dear Spirit, please provide one more message from the tribal deck. What else does pile number 3 need to know, Spirit, please? Oh, okay. Oh, you actually got 3 cards that jumped out of the deck there. Let's see what they are. East. Emergence. That is beautiful. Like, that's 2 more birds, and they look very similar to the blue jay. I'm not sure what they are, but they look very similar to the blue jay. So this card speaks to me that the trial period, the trials and tribulations that you've been through are actually almost over. That you are coming out of the issues that have been holding you back in 2019. So you've got the sun rising here, and it also reminds me also of the sun card in the tarot deck, which is a card of, of hope, and passion and joy. And you've got here also hope with the faith card. So yeah, have faith that you're getting through this. The birds indicate to me expression, and and I think you can take that in 2 ways, in terms of either like starting to express the pain that you've been feeling and asking for help, or start expressing yourself in terms of actually your passions, and believing that you are able to get through this. Even though it's been a hard, rough year last year, I think you're really coming out of it. So the sun is rising again, and you're getting through it. Spirit, group number 3. The next card that jumped out was Lower World and Past. And to me, that looks like a dark cave. So just know that that's been in your past, that the darkness that you've been in is actually almost over, and the sun is finally emerging. You can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. And finally, group number 3, you have Drum and Awaken. With some more birds. You really need to express whatever it is that you've been through, group number 3. Ask for help. Talk to the people that have either been causing you pain, or forgive yourself for the pain that you've put yourself through and realize that you're coming out of it. I'm just going to I actually want to get a message, I think, for emergence from this card, because I think that's probably the most relevant to this reading. East, emergence. Ask questions and speak to people who can help you to reach your goals. You will have far less trouble getting others to see and believe in your plans than previously. Your confidence and willingness to speak out is growing. If you were looking to move, travel, and start a new family, the time for that is approaching. Step into the rising sun, smell the first flowers of spring, and announce your presence to the universe. Be ready to accept whatever it wants to lay out at your feet. So what's most, what resonates to me most from that message, group number 3, is your confidence and willingness to speak out is growing. So whatever it is that's been holding you back, I think your confidence is actually emerging, and that you really need to believe in yourself and let go of the fear that's been holding you back. Learn to balance your responsibilities and just know that you are coming out of whatever dark path you were on previously, that if 2019 didn't actually reap, the rewards and the success that you were hoping for, I think 2020 is going to be a lot more of a positive year for you. So just know that that you're on the right path. Just persevere and keep going. It also says here, new beginnings I do bring, full of promise, just like spring. My winds now carry hope to you of something truly wondrous and new. So hope is here. Group number 3, your battles are finally almost over. Let go of the pain and of any sort of fear or grudges that you've been holding. Forgive yourself and or others that have been causing you pain. And just know that you're coming out of that dark cave and that the sun is finally rising again. This year is going to be a lot more positive for you. I think group number 3, I can feel it. I hope that resonates with you. If it does, please like and share. And let's finally move on to pile number 4. Welcome, pile number 4. Let's see what 2020 has in store for you with your work and or vocation. Let's start with the Chakra Insight Oracle card. You have the card of communication, number 34, which is self-expression, exchange, sharing, and connection. Okay, I think for you, I'm getting a sense in group number 4 that your strength lie in communicating, either that or that you need to express yourself in order to actually potentially overcome some issues that you've had in 2019, or maybe you actually have some amazing ideas and you need to express them more. That you need to get a little bit more involved in some work meetings or approaching the boss about the ideas you have, because I'm sensing that that the things that you come up with are actually probably very intelligent and worthwhile. So you need to actually vocalize and express those thoughts. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you. So you have the 3 of matches, which would be the 3 of wands in the standard tarot deck. Foresight. That's amazing. So it's this progress and expansion. So this is generally the card of actually sort of planning. Sorry, not planning. It's about sort of moving ahead with goals that you have. You're on your journey. But foresight, it indicates to me that the thoughts that you're having, you need to start communicating, because they're actually very relevant. They're going to be quite helpful, I think, in whatever setting it is. So, if you have your own business, or you want to start your own creative path, follow the thoughts and the intuition that you have. If you are in a sort of an office-based job where you work with other people, I think you need to start sort of vocalizing the thoughts that you have, because I sense they're going to be really helpful and probably help the business. So yeah, start speaking up. Group number 4. You have the 4 of Needles, which would be the 4 of Swords in the Standard Tarot deck. Relaxation. It also says meditation and recuperation. I'm starting to sense that, like group number 3, also potentially you have some issues with self-esteem, that you need to speak up a little bit more. Pile number 3 was all about really overcoming some battles that they were having and knowing that 2020 was going to be a much brighter year. So that resonates with you. Maybe go back and have a look at pile number 3 too. But I think maybe this message is actually about learning to trust your intuition a little bit, taking more time out for yourself also, and learning to really overcome your self-doubts and your self-esteem issues. And finally, you have the Knight of Cups with the fish. Potentially you're a Pisces. Knight of Cups is a very loving, romantic charmer, basically. I'm also sensing that you really have a way of being able to communicate quite well with people. People resonate with the words that you say. I don't think that you actually understand how powerful the words are that you speak. You have the ability to really sort of charm the pants off people, and you should be aware of that and use it. It's a gift that you have. So yeah, believe in yourself, group number 4. The thoughts and the intuition that you are having need to be vocalized, I think, because it will either better the business that you are currently in, or if you're really thinking about sort of moving forward in your own career path, I think your thoughts and your intuition are spot on, and you need to sort of find a way to express that. So let's get some further messages from the Standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Dear Spirit, can you please provide some further messages and guidance for group number 4? What is it they need to know in terms of actually overcoming their self-doubt and how they can move forward in 2020 and be more successful? Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. So we have the Hierophant, but this time it's upright. So group number 3 also had this card that came out, jumped out of the deck too. However, in group number 3 it was in reverse. Yeah, I think like if you are having some self-esteem issues, maybe go back and have a look at pile number 3 also, because it was a really positive message actually. It was also about sort of overcoming self-esteem issues. But I think the way for you to move forward, group number 4, and what you need to know is that that you actually have a lot of wisdom. Believe in the stuff that you know, and believe in your own power. You are a very strong individual, and people actually really thoroughly enjoy talking to you and connecting with you, and I just enjoy the way you express yourself. I think you're probably a very unique individual, and maybe you're a little bit scared of actually showing that side to the world. I think like possibly you're a little bit quirky and shy, but they're the actual gifts and traits that people actually really love about you and resonate with. So you need to allow that side out a little bit more. Speak up, start talking about the things that you are thinking will either help the business, or start following your own path, and have faith in your abilities. Any more messages, Spirit, for group number 4? What do they need to know and how to sort of further themselves in 2020? What have we got there? Temperance in reverse. So it's 2 major arcana. So potentially you're either a Taurus or a Sagittarius, or a Pisces, maybe. Oops, the cards are falling out everywhere. Yeah, I'm actually getting the strong message that that you're actually quite a gifted individual, but those 2 cards to me sort of indicate that you have trouble expressing yourself, that self-expression isn't so easy for you, but you needn't worry because you're actually quite entertaining. I think you're very insightful. People find you highly intelligent, very witty. Your quirkiness is what is actually probably your strongest trait, and is probably what's going to help you progress in 2020 and be more successful. So don't hold back on who you truly are. Allow that side to shine through, because you have the gift of the gab, I think. Oh, wow. And the final card, look at that, another major arcana card. Wow, that's 3 major arcana from this deck. The Lover's card. Look, the Lover's card is generally either about, obviously, a romance, or it could be about a choice that you have to make. But based on this reading, I'm just sensing that it's about learning to really love and trust yourself and actually allow yourself to realize that that your quirkiness and your uniqueness is actually a really amazing gift that you have. So let it out. Show the world who you really are and express yourself. Potentially, you might be very creative and you have a creative passion that you want to bring to the world too. And it's time to do that. Group number 4. Also, if there's another path that you want to take in life, I'm getting a strong message that look at that, you're a charmer. That your gifts are actually in communication, and that you would be highly successful if you were to go down another line in terms of a creative, communicative path. But it could also just be about your current work situation. Maybe you are a little bit shy, but don't think that you don't have the gift of the gab. You're a charmer, and you need to start to love that uniqueness and quirkiness that you have. Let's get some further messages for you for group number 4 from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck. Dear Spirit, any further messages for group number 4 and how they can overcome their shyness and actually start to show them true selves to the world? What else do they need to know? Spirit, please. Oops, there we go. Okay, that's pretty amazing. Insight. I was talking before about how you're quite insightful. I think you're quite quirky, but I think maybe you have a lot of thoughts that can help benefit and better the current work situation, but you're a little bit shy and don't stand up for yourself. Rely on that insight that you're receiving from the universe. It also says here, understanding, awakening, awareness, and self-evaluation. So the line that really sticks out for me there is self-evaluation. I think don't be too hard on yourself, really, and allow yourself to see yourself as the beautiful, unique, insightful, quirky human being that you are, and that you have a gift of being able to really charm people and bring joy through your communicative abilities. Any further messages, Spirit, from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck? Spirit, any further messages from the Chakra Insight Oracle deck? Oops, apologies. Let's cut the deck. Possessions, number 7. Belongings, finances, assets, and treasures. Okay, so that's speaking to me in 2 different ways. So, firstly, possessions, I guess from a materialistic perspective, your finances, that the gift that you are holding back from the world is actually the avenue to really allowing your finances to grow, because it's the thing that's going to move you forward in your career path. But also possessions, it doesn't necessarily have to be a materialistic sort of card. I think I'm also sensing that you have some hidden treasures in terms of your quirkiness and the gifts that you have. I think you're very insightful. Potentially also you're quite spiritual too, and that you receive messages from the universe. You're a little bit afraid of these maybe, and you're a little bit shy of them, I think. But they're a gift, and these gifts that you possess are also what are really going to be able to allow you to progress and really succeed in 2020. So trust in yourself and let go of any fear that you have, that you any fear of really expressing yourself, and know that that these gifts are the things that will actually allow you to succeed. And lastly, let's just get one further message from the tribal deck that I have here. Dear Spirit, please provide one more message for group number 4 from the tribal deck. It's too many cards. One more message from the tribal deck, please, Spirit. How can group number 4 learn to express themselves better? So you got the card of Shaman and completion, it says here. It's an interesting card. I'm going to actually refer to the book on that one just to get an idea of how that may relate. Okay, well, the first line is pretty amazing and really resonates. How can you help others if you do not know yourself? The role of the shaman is to access knowledge and wisdom as a seer, a spirit doctor, a negotiator, a ceremonialist. You are being called upon to bring about harmony, balance, and wholeness. Perhaps you have forgotten your life purpose and are being called to walk the shamanic path. You may have become disconnected from your soul and be lacking vision or the perception of who you are, why you are here, and what life is all about. So this card is basically indicating that you don't trust yourself, and you don't really allow yourself to believe in who you are. You don't know who you truly are, and who you truly are, group number 4, is a very insightful, intuitive, unique, and beautiful individual, and that these gifts, possessions that you have are actually what's going to bring you the most success in 2020. So I think either you need to learn to express yourself better and actually vocalize the insights that you have in your work setting, or trust in your communicative abilities, that that the new path that you choose to follow will actually bring you joy and success. It also says here, I am the one who heals and knows. Senses heightened, essence flows. Rites of passage, old tradition, weave through time, a true magician. That's a beautiful message, group number 4. So it sort of reminds me of the Magician card in the tarot deck, that message actually, which is all about being able to manifest anything you put your mind to. So you have all the skills that you need to be successful. And I sense that you already know it, but you just need to believe in yourself and allow yourself to actually express who you truly are. You're a gifted individual, and you need to show that to the world, because the world can only really do with more passionate, unique, quirky, and amazing individuals like yourself. So trust and believe in yourself a little bit more, group number 4. And that's all I have for you. So if you like this message and it resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.